Hey, it's Dizzy. I'm out in the jungle of my yard. If you're new here, I'm a widow. Been trying for the past few years to get the yard cleaned up. Wasn't helped with the fact that my husband had to have everything. The wheelbarrow was not mine. That was left by a neighbor. They never came back and got it. It had a bunch of stuff, so I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. I had suckers coming up off of these two stumps, and they have been trimmed back. Had another volunteer come up over there. I trimmed that back. I need to see if I can get that out with the truck and a chain pulling it out. Flower beds were weeded earlier. Flowers were planted. The only problem is it's been so hot and dry, and I wasn't up to really doing anything. I think a lot of the flowers have died back. And of course I got all of these irises. I should really do something about them. I might get some flowers to plant in here for fall. This area is covered with weeds. I've gotten the weeds pretty much pulled out, and I can only do so much to do it. I did have a pile of lumber over here. That has gone into storage. That is something I definitely want in Kentucky with me. Mainly 2x6 by 8s. I can use that. This is all stuff that's going to be going bye-bye. This is what I'll put in the canoe when I go canoeing to keep Callie out of the water. I'll be buying a new one of those. PVC pipe, that's all going to get going. This area's all been weeded. I did have a riding lawnmower here. That's gone. I'm at about the edge of my property now, so I haven't really worried too much about this. This is all honeysuckle, as well as some poison ivy. I pulled out what was on my property. There's not anything really in here. I may hit this with a lawnmower just to get it back some. Of course, part of the problem with getting this area cleaned up is the one weed that I have in here grows from the roots, and it is a pain to get rid of. Has some wild roses, something else that needs to be pulled out with the chain in the truck. I'd had it all trimmed back last year and was going to do it then, and then if you watched my videos, you know I had a mini stroke in November followed by heart surgery, so that never happened, and it's growing back. I've got a small pile of firewood that I need to take care of. This is dogwood. Somebody had this out by the side of the road. In case you don't know, dogwood is an excellent firewood. The tree doesn't get real big, but it, man, does pack a punch as far as heat goes. This is what I've been using when I'm pulling weeds to collect the weeds in. So I am making progress on getting everything cleaned up. I still have a long ways to go. I have a lot of metal in the yard that I can't do anything with. I'm going to have somebody come and help me because I can't pick it up. I've been taking the metal to recycling place for scrap metal. I did have piles of branches back here which I was able to get somebody to chip up. They couldn't do the leaves. I have an electric leaf mulcher for that. I just need to get the strings for it. And then also be chopping up all the weeds. I'd had trees taken out. It wasn't really where I wanted that pile of mulch, but whatever. That's going to be getting used. I need to get the old dog pen taken down. Once I get all of this stuff out of the way, somebody is going to be taking my son's old car and garden. It was just too hot and dry, and I wasn't up to doing much with it. It never really grew good this year, so I'll be working on getting that all cleaned up as well. Been getting it cleaned up little by little. There's a pile of wood from a tree that had come down in a storm earlier in the year. My son had cut it up for me. He lives in Florida. I live in South Jersey. He came up after my operation, and that was one of the things he did. Of course, chicken pen is down. I'm going to be rebuilding that. But I pulled out a lot of the weeds that were back here. When I do have grown a lot of them, I haven't pulled them out. This is ground cherry. The only problem is I've never been able to get one that's ripe. They turn a yellowish, orangish color when they're ripe. But by the time I go to check on them, you can see something's had put a hole in it. Something that enjoys them. So, but that is what the jungle looks like. Corn never did very well. It's a shame, but I need to get back to work. But that's where the jungle is for now, and I will talk at you later.